Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cubes of Saturdays podcast, season 2, episode 2. Also, I'm here with a special guest, Cubing Encoded or Kevin Lee. So, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Hey, what's up, Maxwell? Good to be on the podcast.
I'm hoping this is like a sort of free-flowing conversation here, and so I don't want it to be like an interview because I'm sure, Kevin, you've had like a lot of those, right? I don't know.
A couple. I mean, okay, honestly, not really. Like, there's been like a couple, like, just, I guess, Instagram interviews when they were just like DMing me, or either that, or just like a couple other podcasts, but not too many, honestly.
Okay, yeah, well, I just have some discussion points and questions I just want to discuss here. So like, I feel like, is it okay if we go into a little bit of your non-cubing side? Because I feel like that isn't touched upon. We can like lightly touch upon it.
Yeah, 100%. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so you mentioned in some of your videos that you do swimming. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm a swimmer.
Yeah, so is it like competitive or... Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've been swimming since I was in 7th grade, and swimming was actually like one of the main focuses in my life going into high school. Like, I would say 7th grade, 8th grade, freshman year, and sophomore year, it was like the biggest thing in my life. Recently, I've kind of tapered down on the swimming because I wanted to focus more on YouTube, but yeah, swimming is a huge thing.
Yeah, it definitely like it works out your whole entire body, right? Because you're kicking at the same time when you're moving your arms and all
Yeah,
that.
it's great to like just like get in shape and everything. I'm really happy I did swimming and everything because it's just like it's a great workout in general, and also I made a lot of friends from that. The thing is, like, swimming is, I guess it's like you can relate it to cubing in a way, because for swimming, when you do like a meet, when there's like big competition coming up, you kind of do this thing called taper, right? So basically, you coming into the meet, you kind of like taper down the training. You just train a lot less, and then you do like more pace work. And then I kind of implement the same thing with my cubing, where before a competition, I just kind of stop cubing, do a little bit of practice with a stack mat, but not a lot, so I could like kind of pride myself. And honestly, I think it works a lot well.
Yeah, sounds good. Like, there's definitely, I can see a parallel there between swimming and cubing. Yeah, so I guess it's a really good sport. But is there anything other non-cubing hobbies that are notable for you?
Let's see here. I mean, other than just cubing, I feel like I'm a pretty normal high school kid. Just go to school. I'm in a few clubs. Just a few clubs I'm pretty invested in. I used to do robotics, and that was interesting. I didn't really like it too much, but that's okay. Obviously I did sports and everything, and then I just do cubing. That's really my main hobby. I think in terms of like my priority list right now, it really is just like school, but then right after that is probably YouTube and cubing, and I think it's all about like setting your priorities.
Yeah, that's a really good point you made. Like, priorities are important, especially as you get older. You gotta narrow things down because your time is more limited and all that. Like, I'm sure you have a lot of schoolwork, like when school starts up again, or if it started already for
Yeah, it
you.
started. Wait,
Oh,
what
it
grade are you
started.
in?
Yeah, I'm in 8th grade.
Oh,
Or no,
eighth grade.
I'm going to freshman year next year for high school.
Oh, nice. Yeah, for
Yeah.
me, I'm currently like a senior in high school, and right now it's all about college apps. And like I'm planning on writing about YouTube a lot on my college apps, and I feel like this channel is something that's going to help me like really stand out. Which is so I'm so happy I did it. But yeah, other than really like just cubing and YouTube, I'm really just a normal high school kid. I do my thing, and then I keep on my free time and make videos when I can.
Yeah, that's something really good. Like, on your college application. Speaking of that, like for your YouTube channel, you're definitely, I believe you're gonna hit 100K probably in the next, I'd say, couple of weeks or so, right? You're definitely on
Yeah,
track
the
for
way
that.
it's projecting is in around 10 to 12 days. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, college applications, that's important. Do you have any colleges that you're specifically looking at, if you can
Yeah,
say?
100%. I mean, always. I live in California, right? So then California has like a really great UC system. So like UCLA, UC Berkeley. But then other than that, like I'm looking at like a couple privates, like University of Pennsylvania, University of Michigan. Like there's a huge list. Like I could go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But NYU, Columbia, like just like those type of schools. And I feel like in terms of my grades and everything, I feel like I'm in pretty good standing. And with that YouTube channel, I feel like it's going to be just that extra bump. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, only time will tell. Yeah, and it's also another thing I just want to talk about is like your editing and filming sort of thing for
Hmm.
your videos, because I personally I make content as well. I make cubing content and non-cubing content also. So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. So the camera you use, I believe you have a DSLR, right? I think.
Mirrorless camera, Panasonic
Okay.
G7.
Panasonic
Yeah.
G7. All right, yeah, yeah, I've heard of that one. I currently have a Canon M50, so
Oh,
that's
M50.
more a
You know,
budget one. Yeah.
what was it? My friend's birthday, I like reached out to all his friends to like raise money, and then we got him a Canon M50, and because like he wanted to start a YouTube channel. So like yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, it shoots in 4K. I think it's only like 15 frames a second, but it's still really really good. You can still get pretty good quality, 1080, 60 frames a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, and then for editing, you use iMovie, I believe, right?
Still use iMovie. Yeah, yeah. I
Great
mean,
option, great
yeah.
option.
I mean, okay. People always ask me like why I still use iMovie, and it's because I mean, end of the day, I'm still making cubing videos. I don't really have to do anything like too fancy. It's really just making cuts and just like small little transitions. I feel like editing is kind of overrated. It's really about like what's around the editing that makes it important. But I think the biggest reason why I use iMovie is because it's just really quick to edit on. If I wanted to use something like Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, I could probably do like cooler graphics and everything. But that would really be the only difference, and it would take a lot longer to edit the videos. But then just using iMovie, I could get out a video a lot faster than I would beforehand. And also because I upload every single day, I have to make sure that I'm doing the videos as efficiently as possible because if I was using something like Premiere Pro, there's no way I could do up daily uploads.
Yeah, it's just a lot more complex with Premiere Pro and Final Cut Pro, all those things. I use iMovie also. Like,
Hey, let's
um,
go.
yeah, it's a really good software. Like, bare bones. Like, if you're content with what you have already, then I don't see the reason to upgrade. So yeah, that's just a good. Like, iMovie is really simple. Yeah, you can just do cuts. Although it's limiting with like the video tracks, like you only are allowed to have two, I believe.
Yeah, I have to work around that a little bit.
Yeah,
But then again, like I don't really have to work around it that much. And when I do, I just go onto a separate project and then put it together. If I needed the two tracks, and then I just put another
yeah.
track on top of that, and like it doesn't take that long, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like you have a system of videos. Like a lot of your videos are pretty similar to another, so you know what to expect. It's not like you're doing something dramatically different in each video or something. So your videos have like a general shape to it, and I think that's what allows you to put out daily content because you have a certain like template and you know what to do for each video and certain editing style that people get used to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, the thing with daily uploads, right, is that like, hmm, let me ask you a question. So, how long would you say that each video takes me to make?
Does that includes like planning,
It's like
filming, and
like
editing?
everything start to finish, right? Like start from conception to pressing the upload button.
Okay, for one video, I'm gonna say 5 hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours.
Yep, and you would basically be right. The thing is, like, obviously you do videos, so like you understand. But when it comes to some other people, they look at the videos and it doesn't take. They don't think it takes that long, but it does. The thing about daily uploads is that in order to actually get it up, you need to make sure that you could do things. You have like a simple step to do like every single time, because if every single video I did was like completely different, it would like ruin my like workflow, and like it would make it way slower. So I have a very specific like, okay, so first step, you record and then you put it in and then you do all these cuts, and then I have like a very I guess direct process into making my videos, and that's why I think I'm able to do it every single day.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. For your editing at least, is there like a certain way you do it? Because I know a lot of other YouTubers they start with just like the rough cut of their videos, just like cutting out the ums or pauses and all that, and then they add in like the other creative stuff like text moving in, transitions, all that stuff. Is that what you do, or
It
something
definitely
else?
depends on the video. Okay, so let's just say like if I was making something like a Reddit video or something like that, right? So I'll just do screen recording, do voice recording, and then I would film for 20 minutes, cut it down to 5 minutes, and then so once I get rid of all the ums and everything, then I just like do like little transitions or like the zoom ins into my face, and I put in
Yeah,
music at the same time. So it's really just like two edits, right? So I do my first edit, which is just like getting rid of all the like the I guess empty footage, and then the second edit is just making it into an actual video, and then I watch it all over again, and then it's good to go.
yeah. That's a good way to do it. And speaking of music, where do you find your music exactly? Do you just search like no copyright music on YouTube or something, or do you have a service?
YouTube audio library. It's really good, honestly.
Yeah, I think I use the same thing as well. Like, there's like the is it in like YouTube Studio or do you just like is there a channel on YouTube that? I think.
You just search up like YouTube audio library on Google, and then you find it, and there's like just songs for everything. Um, and like some of them like just do not work at all. But then every now and then you'll find one that works really well, and it's really easy to download. You just click one button, and then you have the song. You don't even need to like credit the music in the description, so like there's no extra work there. It's super convenient. Like I
Yeah,
think if you're starting out a YouTube channel, just go straight to YouTube audio library. Like it sounds unique enough. It's not like one of those songs that you feel like everyone uses. It sounds a little bit different, but it's very very simple, and it's also like free to use, so that's good.
yeah, yeah. So music is definitely important in your videos because I feel like with I think audio is really important also, and I also noticed that you use like sound effects in some of your videos. Like the is that the golf sound effect from iMovie when you like do the
Holy
slide
crap.
over transition?
Yeah. Wait, how'd you know? Oh my god.
Yeah, I use that. I used to use that a lot, like with some transitions too in iMovie. Like the it has that whole library of sound effects. I think,
Yeah,
and
it has
yeah,
the library of sound effects, and I use the golf swing.
yeah, yeah. I just recognized that from like the iMovie library. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I hear other people using like that sound also, or like oh my gosh, there was this I was watching a music video, and at one point like the text was coming on the screen, and like you could hear like it was like a typing sound effect as the text was coming up, and I listened to that. I was like, I literally use the same like text typing sound effect every single time, and I know exactly where they got it from. So it's always funny, like after doing this for so long, you just like start memorizing little like audio cues that
yeah,
just shows you that everyone's basically doing the same thing.
yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, the sound effects are still a lot of are relevant between a lot of different creators. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
100%.
yeah, and I also have I got some questions from Instagram and Discord that some people asked because I told them that you were going to be on the podcast. So
All right, perfect.
I have three questions that I picked out for you.
Mhm.
So the first one comes from Dan the Cuber, and he asks, "What is your favorite subject in school?"
Math. I'm a math nerd. I don't, dude. Okay, wait. What's your favorite subject? Let me ask you.
I like math also. Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate. Yeah, I
for
like
for
that.
me personally, it's just I mean, when I was little, like my mom would always like give me like little math equations, and I would ask for them for fun. I don't know why. I was just bored. I was like, hey mom, could you give me some like multiplication problems, like because like at school, like it wasn't really challenging enough. And then for me right now, I'm doing like calculus BC, which I mean,
Yeah,
it's like it's basically like what a lot of other
complicated.
people are
Yeah,
taking right now. And then
yeah.
there's just nothing more satisfying than seeing a problem and then like finding the derivative, like integral, and then just like doing like a half page of work and then finding an answer and then checking the answer and it's like completely correct. Like I don't know, it
It's so
just
satisfying to
it's
have the
like
correct
solving a
answer. Yeah,
9 by 9.
yeah,
It's like doing those final turns on a 9 by 9. It's like oh my, it makes you feel fulfilled. Like wow, I am a freaking genius right now. And obviously, like I'm not, but that's how you feel when you do a
yeah.
big problem.
Yeah, and speaking of like math, you've gone through like different phases. Like I'm sure you started at algebra one and then geometry, then algebra two, like going up in steps. Like what has been
Yeah,
your
yeah.
favorite since like algebra? So like out of those, I guess
Oh,
I don't know how to describe
oh,
that
that's a
question.
fun one. I mean, obviously, like I really love just doing algebra and like plugging equations. But honestly, I think it's probably going to be calculus AB because I really just like finding derivatives. I just think that's like something like super interesting, like finding the rate at which something is changing. I love that, and finding the area or something, finding the integral. Yeah, calc is a fun subject.
Yeah, I personally haven't gotten up to that yet. I'm still gonna. I've only gotten up to geometry. I just finished geometry this year. Algebra
Yeah,
two,
yeah,
I'm doing
you're
next
like
year.
exactly where I was.
Yeah, I think yeah, because did you start algebra one at like seventh grade? I think.
Yeah, algebra one
Yeah,
seventh grade, and then geo eighth grade. So yeah, you're
yeah.
basically like on the exact same track.
Yeah, that's it's a good track to go on. Do you think cubing at all has like influenced math or anything? Because I know a lot of people say cubing and math are related. I don't think it's too related at all, except like the algorithm part. But I don't know. What's your take about that?
Well, personally for me, whenever I learn how to solve a cube, I'm just watching a tutorial, so I'm not really getting to the whole mathy part of it, and I never really make my own algorithm, so I don't really have to go into the math. Like for me, the thing I like about cubing is kind of like the part that's kind of like a sport. Just like the performance aspect of it, just turning fast, not pausing, because that's just like, that kind of sparks my athletic side.
Yeah,
But then, I learned this little like fun fact. It was like, oh yeah, so algorithms from cubing, they could be transferred into something called permutation groups, which is like something that you do in like like college level math and everything. and it's
Mm.
like one of the last courses. So yeah, permutation groups, and that's apparently how they make algorithms, or like how like some people like like calculated algorithms and everything. And obviously some people just like figure it out themselves. But if you want to like do it more efficiently, it's with doing permutation groups. So yeah, that's
Okay.
fun fact, I guess.
Yeah, well, very interesting. I did not know that at all. Fun fact, yeah, definitely that's like that's something you would say at like a dinner with family and friends or something. That's cool. It's cool. Yeah. So the second question I have for you comes from Tom or GL, and he asks, "What is your two by two average in single, and why don't you practice two by two?"
I hate 2x2.
So
I don't know. It's
yeah,
just too fast of an event for me, man. Okay, first off, so I have like I don't really have big hands, but I don't have small hands. But then like I just feel like 2x2s are just too small for me to like hold with my hand. And then
mm,
okay, second thing I don't like about 2x2, it's just too quick, right? So, the reason why I like bigger cubes is because it lets me make a couple mistakes but still be able to have a good solve. And for 2x2, it's just over like that. It's just like there's no
yeah,
pacing
yeah,
in it. And the other thing I don't like about 2x2 is that there's so many algorithms to become fast. If you want to become a high level 2x2 solver, you got to know, like EG1, EG2, and like that's like hundreds of algorithms right there. But if you want to become a high level 6x6 solver, you really don't need any algorithms whatsoever. You just need to know how to turn fast. And that's like the athletic part of cubing that I kind of like. I feel like
yeah,
I don't want to say 2x2 is like a nerdy event because obviously it's exciting and flashy, but like you need to know a lot of algorithms in order to do 2x2 at a high level. And yeah, I'm just not into that kind of stuff. As for my 2x2 average, I would say I average like 6 seconds or some. I honestly don't even know. Like I haven't picked up a 2x2 in like over a year at this point. I haven't done an average, and I can't even remember when was the last time. And like I don't even know when the last time I competed in 2x2 was. It was probably like 2 or 3 years ago.
yeah. Similar to me, I don't practice two by two at all. I haven't picked it up in a couple of months, either. But yeah, I definitely get your point about that. Like in if you're a world class two by two solver and and like your last solve, it depends on you getting a world record average or something, and then let's say you lock up on like the CLL or whatever, that could cost you your whole entire solve. Like
It's over.
it's luck dependent. Yeah, yeah. So I guess
Yeah, Lee,
that's
what's your
why
favorite event?
my favorite event. I guess I could say big cubes. Also, I'm not as fast as you, obviously. But I guess I do like the aspect about turning fast, and yeah, I don't like learning algs that much either,
I know, man.
because
It's just
yeah.
boring, man. I don't know. It just, I queue to like relax and have fun, and that's another thing, right? Like, okay, so some people like tell me like, oh yeah, why don't you know full OLL? And like, believe me, like I've like begun learning full OLL, but then midway through, I'm just like, this is not why I started queuing. Like, this is just boring, like memorizing, and honestly, I probably should learn it. But then again, do I really care that much about getting faster at cubing? Probably not. I have this channel, and that's basically what makes cubing special for me. I don't feel like I need to be fast in order for cubing to be special. That being said, though, I still do practice a ton of spice sticks just because it's really fun, and I don't need to learn any new algorithms.
Yeah, 6 by 6. It's a good event. I like it, except for sometimes you can get triple parity, right?
Triple parry,
Yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah,
But the crazy thing about Series 6 for me at least is just like there's so much flexibility. Like when you're doing the centers, like literally anything could happen because you're not bound to a single side. You're not bound to a centerpiece like you are for 5 and 7x7. And then you have so much freedom and just like what you do. Maybe you can make it. I don't know. There's just like so much flexibility that you could do, and like you could basically do whatever you want when you're solving a 6x6.
yeah. I'm sure there's like thousands and thousands of centers cases. I'm pretty sure, and like compared to 3 by 3, I don't know how there's like only a couple hundred F2O cases or so from different angles. So like I feel like yeah, there's a lot more flexibility with 6 by 6. I can see there.
100%. Like for
Yeah,
for example, like for something like 5 like for the most part, like there's always like a right way to do something, or not. I don't want to say there's always a right way, but like for the most part, like you do this move, then you do that move, and that's probably going to be the most efficient way. Same thing for 4x4. But for 6 by 6, you could do basically anything, and like you could find a completely different solution to a case that maybe someone else might not find, and it'll be like way faster. So yeah, that's just what I like about it.
yeah, and also like the cube, definitely like the cube helps with that. Like I'm using the MGC6. You use it as well, I think,
Yes.
right? It's an amazing cube. Definitely does help. I think it's the cube also that helps you enjoy the event a lot more too. Yeah,
The MVC6 is probably the best cube I've ever tried in my entire cubing career. It's definitely the one I've spent the most time with. Like that cube is crazy. I don't know. Like before my best event used to be 5 and everything, and I used to love that event. And I'd basically just practice 5 all day. But then once I got that MVC 6, I just like completely like switched over. I realized that C5S also is just isn't really that competitive on like a world and like national ranking.
Mm.
Pretty quickly, like I was able to like go up the rankings on C5S, and like that's just what makes it fun. So yeah, I feel like once I get a competition and like get a solid C5S, I'll be a um I don't know. I'm hoping I could do pretty well.
Yeah, like definitely over this quarantine, we like pretty a lot of cubers have improved a lot, and I bet if we went to a competition right now, like we break a lot of PBs in the comp. Be nice,
I
yeah,
think when Leo Borromeo, how do you even
yeah,
say his
bro.
name?
I think that's Bromeo, yeah,
When he comes to a competition, like apparently he's just been practicing queuing like crazy during this entire quarantine because obviously like he's younger, so he doesn't really have any responsibilities. Luckily, so
yeah,
like he's gonna come to a competition, and I think he's gonna break a world record. Maybe not the first time, but like eventually, I think he's gonna get that 303 world record average.
yeah. The average. I don't know about the single though. I bet
Nah,
he's
the
gonna
single is
get.
way out there.
I think he's probably gonna get a sub 5 again, or does he have a sub 5? I don't know. I'm not sure if he has a sub
Uh,
five or not.
Probably. I don't know. Like I don't really pay
Yeah,
too much attention to the rankings.
yeah. Same, same.
But I take a look at just like the averages that he's posting online, and I'm just like, how are you averaging, like literally sub 5 for an average of 5 with stack mat? This
Yeah,
kid is insane.
yeah. He's like 13 or so, 12, 13 maybe. I think.
Yeah, I don't even know, man, but I mean he's small. So,
Yeah,
he's young.
yeah. All right, so we kind of got on a tangent there. That's all right. The third question came from Dubsis, and she asks, "How did you get started in cubing, and what's motivated you to keep cubing?"
So cubing was like the biggest thing in my school back in sixth grade or some. Like basically, I think most people in the schools have kind of like a cubing phase. For me that was definitely sixth grade, and I think around like I would say 25 to 30% of my sixth grade like class like knew how to cube and like had like speed cubes and everything. So it's like a huge thing. Like we made a Rubik's Cube club, and like it was like the biggest club on campus. And so when I saw all these other people cubing, it looked really fun. So I started getting on it also. And the thing that made me actually stay, because like since then basically every single person that is cubed in sixth grade kind of stopped, obviously, because they just got busy or uninterested. But for me,
Yeah,
I started my channel, and that's basically what's keeping me into it, because my channel is basically like my main thing in my life right now, especially these past 5 months with like the daily uploads right now. Right now, YouTube really is like my job at this point, and it's like a huge thing in my life. So yeah, it's just like cubing. I think when it comes to cubing, there really isn't a point for it unless you make it out of something. It's like I don't really see the point in just being a cuber and like being kind of fast, but like not being like world like, or like not being like really really good, and just like doing it all the time. I feel like if you want to get something out of cubing, you gotta like put something into it. So either become like really great at it or like make a name for yourself, and I think that's something that's important to me.
yeah. Like you definitely have a lot of opportunity for your YouTube channel now because the growth is just going up a lot more. It's like it's spiking up right now because of this
Yeah, it's
quarantine. I
spiking.
think. Yeah,
Well, there was a couple reasons, right? Okay, so I would say like my channel was always like it did pretty well at first. When I was growing it, I was just like uploading every single day, or like uploading every now and then when I first started. And I think the main thing that made my channel kind of grow in the beginning was that I found an opportunity where I could actually get views at first, because getting into the YouTube, like getting your foot in the door is really tough. But I was able to find how to do that, because I was just like, oh yeah, so what if I just unbox the cube right when it comes out and be the very first unboxing that's out on YouTube? Then right there, that's like 500 to 1,000 views guaranteed. So that's basically what I did like my first like 2 years of YouTube.
mm,
But yeah, so I just like slowly grew it and grew it. And then when quarantine hit, I don't know why, but I just like innately found like this drive to all of a sudden just when, because everything else was gone, right? So like swimming, I couldn't swim anymore. Like my season was canceled. Robotics was gone, and like school, it was whatever. Like it wasn't even that bad. So I was like, you know what? Why don't I go like 100% on YouTube for the very first time in like my life? And so I did that, and then I started uploading every single day. There was a huge success at first, and then kind of went down for a little bit, and then I started doing like my monthly giveaways. So that got another spike and everything, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
just, I think it's just business. I think
yeah.
obviously
That's
it's a ton of work
yeah.
into it, but where's that work if you're not being smart about that work? And I feel like doing those giveaways and everything was like a huge game changer. Doing daily uploads is something that was a huge game changer. And yeah.
Yeah, I think like interacting with your viewers is good, like or sort of giving back to the community. That's what I kind of mean. That's really important, and I think you're doing a good job for that. And speaking of the like you're like uploading videos and all that, do you ever like make like a couple videos at a time, like change shirts in between and then schedule it at all? I don't know if that's how you do it or not, cause
No, my
like batching or
schedule,
something.
yeah, my schedule right now is just honestly, dude, like I would say 3 months ago, I just completely ran out of ideas because, dude, like doing daily uploads, like you run out of ideas really quickly, and that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
definitely me. So I feel like every single video basically feels like my very last idea. I'm just like right now I have a video to record. I need to do something today, but I have no idea what I'm going to be doing the video about, so I have to like find that out later. But yeah, every single day I'm just like, okay, well, what the video is going to be about. So I can never really batch ideas because I never have those ideas. And like the way my schedule works, it's just like somewhere in the day, maybe a little bit later, I'll just work for 4 to 5 hours, get the video done, and then upload it at 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. And that's basically my daily schedule. And like sometimes it could get a little bit hard. For example, like school started about a week ago. So like for the past 5 days, I had to wake up, go to school, do homework, and then make a video and then sleep, which is like obviously a little bit more work, but you know you just got to manage it. And in the end, there's other people working harder than me, so I shouldn't really be complaining that much about having to just do school and a video per day.
If like when school starts up, when you start going back, like are you going back to school like physically in school yet
No,
or not
so
yet?
right now I'm in California and we're all just doing online school.
Okay. So yeah, do you think if you start going back in person, the daily uploads will start to diminish a little bit?
Well, okay, so quick confession. Okay, so the thing is, like, I've been doing daily uploads for like the past 5 months now, and although like there was definitely like ups and downs, right now I am pretty tired with it. Like, the burnout is definitely coming in, settling in. But the reason why I'm still doing it is because I have the goal of hitting 100,000 subscribers, and I've been wanting to get that goal for the past 6 years at this point. So I wanted to finish off strong, um, and yeah, so that's. My plan was, oh yeah, when school starts, I'm not going to do daily uploads, but I started getting really close to my goal. So I decided, like, I'm gonna just work as hard as I can during these couple weeks. And like right now, like my schedule during a school day is just wake up, go to school, like, do my homework, and then make a video and then sleep. So, like, and
Mm.
obviously, like, that's not like the worst schedule, but it's not just sustainable for, I don't know, I would say like most high school students. So I would say once I hit 100K, my plan is to take a break. First and foremost, like I'm going to be going off YouTube. I guess like this is like the first time I'm kind of talking about it right now. But I've been talking about this with my friends a lot. Once I hit 100K, I'm probably going to take a break, and then I might come back, or I will come back, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
probably going to
Okay.
come back and doing weekly uploads and just kind of focusing more on quality, because then I just want to just do weekly uploads and maybe make longer videos and try to make more. I don't want to say my videos aren't high quality right now, because I do put a lot into it and I do make sure they're high quality, but just more like meaningful videos.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You put a lot of work into your videos. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that because they never go into your like shoes. They never go into your shoes of a content creator. Like a lot of people who watch your videos, they don't really like create content with like their face in it. Like I bet a lot of people who comment on your videos, they're just like some cubers who post a couple solves on their channel that doesn't take much effort, and you have a DSLR camera, you edit on iMovie, you have to export a video every single day, you have snappy transitions, you crop in for like some parts if it's like funny or something. Just like little things that people don't I feel like don't
Yeah, it's the little
understand.
things. It's like the
Yeah.
better you get at something, like you make it's like you're good. If you're good at something, you have to make it look easy. Like I'm sure if we took a look at like someone who like really athletic or something, we're like, oh yeah, it doesn't look like, we don't really understand like the totality of just how hard it is to be at that level. And I mean, for me personally, right? Like it just I'd say videos 5 hours a day or something. Like sometimes I work a lot harder than that. Like this one day, holy crap! So it was I started a video around, I would say 8 p.m., 7 p.m., and I didn't realize that how long this video was going to take. So I ended up finishing at 5 a.m. the next morning, and then went to sleep. So that,
Wow.
like, that's like an example of just like, oh yeah, people don't understand like those days. Or another day, I started a video around 12 o'clock in the morning, and I finished it around, yeah, I finished it 11 hours later. So I was basically spending 11 hours that day just working on a video. So those are the things that people don't really see. And like, I'm sure like most people can think, oh yeah, I can make a video and like, for five, like, spend 4 to 5 hours on a video. And like, I'm pretty sure most people can do that. But doing it every single day for 5 months straight, there's a reason why I'm the only one doing it in cubing.
Yeah, you take leaps and bounds. I think that's good to sometimes take a risk. Like you put your bets on your YouTube channel because you thought, or like like during quarantine, because everything else was taken away pretty much, and I think that was a good opportunity for you to do something great, and now it's
Yeah, it was the
getting
best
growing now.
opportunity. Like when quarantine hit, right? Like I know a lot of people who kind of just like, okay, well, it's time for a break. But then me and like a couple of other people, we were just like talking about how like this is the like it was such an amazing opportunity to really go 100% at something that you're not used to. And for me, that was YouTube. Like, okay, I could like finally go 100% with this channel. Before, I'll do like weekly or like monthly uploads sometimes, and like not
Hmm.
really upload a lot. But then I was like, okay, wait, like this is like a great opportunity to like really go for it on this channel without having to like worry about anything else. And that's basically what I did. I think the thing is that like for my channel, I think the reason why it's successful is because one, I'm young, so I don't really need to have a job. I don't need to have a full time job. And so the people that I think make better videos than me or like work harder than me in general, they also have to do full time jobs. So it's not possible for them to do YouTube. Example comes like Tingmin or like CubeSoft Hero. And
Yeah.
then the people that don't need to have full time jobs just haven't been making videos long enough to have the experience. So that's just like what I think leads to my success with YouTube.
Yeah, so like and like speaking of that, so you started, so when did you like really think about starting, like, oh, I'm going to start this YouTube channel and I'm going to put the work in, maybe upload like once a week? Like what was that? How did you start out with like what camera, or and what ideas did you have?
Well, I was at a competition. There's two reasons I started a channel. So I was at a competition and I saw Colorful Pockets, and like everyone was like fawning over him, and I was like, wow, imagine how cool it would be to like not just be some random keyboard competition, but be like be known, be like Colorful Pockets right there. So that was like one inspiration. The other inspiration was because JR Cuber, he made a video saying how he pays for his cubes, and simple answer was that he didn't pay for his cubes because he was sponsored. And me coming from like a pretty low income family, I decided, oh yeah, like this is going to be how I'm going to actually get these expensive cubes because obviously my parents can't afford it. So those are the two reasons I started the channel, and I just started uploading like every now and then, like when I had time. Just for fun, and slowly, I just like started like upgrading the gear. At first I was using my phone, then I started using a camcorder, then I used a DSLR, then I used the camera I am right now, and it just like came super naturally.
Yeah, that's good journey to work towards, or good journey that you've had so far. I think I remember like I think it was it like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe, you posted a video about like life of a slow cuber, I think with your friend,
Yeah.
I believe. I remember watching that actually when I was first started cubing. Like I started cubing in 2015, in
Mhm.
August of 2015. So that was like one of the first things I saw, and I was like, that's pretty funny. And like I remember subscribing to you. I think I I started like watching your content back then, and just it's incredible to see how you've grown so much to use this platform for something good right now. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, Life of a Slow Cuber, man. That is not a good video. I hate that video. I don't hate
I
it,
thought it
but
was
like
pretty good.
I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like that's middle school Kevin right there. The interesting about YouTube is I don't know. It's just it's a very it really is a journey. It is just like slowly and slowly you just like do one thing leads to the other, and like people look at my channel right now and they ask like, okay, so how'd you get like when they get started with the channel. I think what kind of kills it is that they're doing it because they're just doing it just so they become like popular in something. But even though I did have my goals, I wanted to become like popular, and I did want to have a sponsor and everything. Those are just my goals, but the passion was always there, and I think that's why I'm still doing it to this day. And like YouTube is probably the best thing I've done. I'll just say like my entire life, because it made it so that I could I it made it so I'm not just like another keywriter competition, just like hanging out, which is fine. It made it that I could actually make a name for myself, and that's something I'm definitely going to take to me in the future.
Yeah, I think taking exponential risks like that and being unique from other people is something that a characteristic that you value a lot. But yeah, also one more thing, like going back to that you starting cubing in 6th grade in your class. You said about like 30% of your class was cubing, right? Or
A
like
lot of
learned,
them,
you knew
yeah,
how
a
to
lot
solve,
of
right?
them, yeah, yeah.
That's really interesting because actually my class, like I started cubing in about 4th grade or so.
That's
So
pretty early. Wow.
yeah, I learned from. Do you know the channel Rob's World? It's like an origami channel and like Rubik's Cube
Rob's
channel. I
World.
don't know.
I
Yeah.
I think I've heard of it. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So I learned from him, and then that's how I started pretty much. But I was like the only cuber in, I'd say, my town pretty much.
Really?
Even then, yeah, I'm pretty much the only cuber in my town. Like there's one kid below me, I think, who averages around like 20 seconds or so.
Hey, where are you
But
from?
yeah,
What state?
New Jersey. Yeah.
Oh, I
It's like
see.
all the way across from California.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's
California. I don't
interesting.
know. It's a different culture, I guess. Yeah, no, cubing blew up in my school, man. It was the biggest thing.
I have two other segments. The first segment I have is called Rapid Fire, and last week Parker did decide on the intro music of being opera music, so that's what I'm gonna put for the podcast. Rapid Fire. That's interesting. All right, so the way rapid fire works is I'm going to ask you, I have three questions, and you're just supposed to answer them in as quick as possible, I guess.
Shoot. Okay,
So they're
okay,
like either or questions. All right.
okay.
So are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Okay, first, dog or cat,
Dog.
would you say? Okay, Mac or PC?
Mac.
Or swimming or cubing?
Swimming.
Okay,
I don't know.
so those were just some icebreaker questions. I don't know. I decided to just make that a little bit for entertainment purposes for the podcast at least, because I don't want it to just be like us talking the whole entire time. But
Yeah.
uh,
Okay,
yeah,
when I say swimming versus cubing, I would say I like the sport of swimming, but cubing means a lot more to me because of the channel. But I would say just cubing itself, just like the movement of just like doing the fingers, probably prefer swimming. But the channel definitely makes the cubing way more important than swimming.
yeah. I guess they have different ups and downs to it. It's I guess it's hard to choose from your perspective. I guess. But yeah, the second segment I have is a would you rather segment. So I have three would you rather questions, and since you're the second guest of the podcast, I will give you the chance to choose the intro music for it. So it can be any genre of music that I'll just put there.
um, I don't know. Just do something. What about this? Find something from YouTube audio library just to show how good some of the songs can be from that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'll put that. So, would you rather? So that'll be in future episodes. So we got opera music and we got audio library music from YouTube. Interesting. Good choice. I think that there's a wide variety, so I have a lot to choose from there.
Yeah, you have a lot of choices.
Yeah. Okay, so the first would you rather question I have, I actually pulled some of these from the speed solving forum because I looked up cubing would you rather.
Okay.
Um, so I have two cubing ones and one non-cubing one. So we'll start with the cubing one first. Would you rather have 8x8 added to the WCA or 7x7 removed?
8x8 added. I
Okay,
like 7x7, and 8x8 would be fun. It would definitely make it so there's better cubes for 8x8.
yeah. Because right now I think the best is like the MF or the Mofeng Jiaoshi cubes, right? I think
I
8x8.
got the Mofing Joshi one. I
Or
didn't really like it. I think
or
the
no,
Yushin one was a little bit
the
better,
Yushin one, yeah.
but the Yushin
'Cause
one is big. The Yushin one is the same size as there's 9x9, and I don't know why. Like I thought it would be closer to the 7x7, but no, it's gigantic, so it's not speed solvable.
yeah, well, if 8x8 was added, hardware would probably get better. Yeah. But on to the second one. This is a cubing one, and would you rather hold the 3x3 world record single for a day or the average for a week?
Single for a day, because if you look at, actually I guess Felix kind of ruined it, but anyways, if you look at on YouTube, the most popular videos are normally the single ones because they're just a lot more flashy.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you'd be probably featured in a lot of documentaries or something because like they always feature like I've seen countless documentaries or countless like short cubing films that have like the world record and all that. So I guess yeah, you'll get a lot more recognition for the single, I guess. But
Yeah,
average shows your consistency a lot more.
but I think single is just a little bit more flashy. Okay,
Yeah,
go.
I understand that. Okay, so the last would you rather I have for you is non-cubing related, and would you rather not be able to use a PC or laptop ever again, or not be able to use your phone again?
Oh shit, it's a hard one. Oh no. um Wow, you really gotta put me on the spot. Dang, I use both so intensively. That's the problem because obviously phones for like all my friends, and then my computer is like for all my work. I think I would have to go without my computer. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I think you can get a lot done on your phone. I think because there's iMovie on iPhones,
yeah.
I
It
believe.
is not good though, but
It's not good. Yeah,
it,
not
it
as many
works. I
features.
guess.
Yeah, but I mean that scenario would probably not happen. But yeah, I guess the phone is valuable, like having good friends to communicate with. Yeah.
100%.
All right, so those were all the segments and discussion points that I had to talk about with you. Thank you so much, Kevin, for coming on the show. And before we wrap up, is there anything you'd just like to say? I'll also leave your Instagram and YouTube in the show notes because I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
everybody knows.
we are getting closer and closer to 100,000 subscribers. I've been working at this goal for the past 6 years, and over the past 5 months, I've been working every single day for it. So if you could help make my dreams come true, that would mean the world to me. All right, that's all for this podcast, I guess, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Boom! What a great conversation I had with Kevin, aka Cuban Encoded. I'd just like to thank him one more time for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it, and I know after this this podcast is being released after he hits 100k subscribers, but I'm super happy for him. Can't wait to see that silver play button or silver plaque, whatever you say. But yeah, go guys, be sure to support him. Let's get him to the next goal he's trying to reach. Be sure to go support Kevin. Be sure to check out his Instagram and YouTube in the show notes down below. Be sure to give us a rating wherever you are, whatever platform you're viewing or listening this podcast to. Listening this podcast on. Thank you so much for listening to the Cube Stuff Saturdays Season 2, Episode 2. Thank you so much, guys. Hope you guys have an amazing day and happy cubing. See ya. Peace.